This is a very different Donald Trump. He's leading a very different administration in the way he's attacking things, and the American public is very much more in line with him than they were at any point during his entire first term.
Well, I would say, correction, this is not a very different Donald Trump. This is a very different Donald Trump as being viewed by voters in this
In the way he's going about things with Susan Wiles leading things. I think he's, going at things in a much less disorganized fashion, much more organized.
Take me back in history.
Take you back in history. So it was so interesting to me that Donald Trump's first net approval rating of his second term is higher than his entire first term. And I was interested, has that ever happened? Has the second term net approval rating in the first month, have you ever had a higher rating than any net approval rating during the entire first term? Donald Trump is the only...
I have a hard time believing this.
This is 100% true. I went back. I love spreadsheets. Donald Trump's is the first guy ever whose net approval rating in the first month of his second term is higher than any rating that he had as an entire first term, Kate Baldwin. This is true. I don't make stuff up. The numbers are the numbers.
The numbers are the numbers, and they're not just panicking the Democrats, they're shattering them. We're going to see precisely why Trump's exploding approval rating suggests that the Republicans are about to become a supermajority party. All the while, the implosion of the Democrat coalition may take upwards of a generation to rebuild. You're not going to want to miss this. Hey, gang, it's me, Dr. Steve, your Patriot Professor, here to celebrate along with you the rise of a new golden age of MAGA dominance. So make sure to smack that bell and subscribe button. Someone said to me the other day, all this past week, it's been like every day's been like Christmas. I just wake up so excited to see what gifts Trump has in store for us today. And it's so true. Every day this past week has been Christmas. Outside the most rabid left-wing lunatics out there, or better, what remains of them, the virtually unanimous sentiment is that Trump's first week was nothing short of epic and historic. Biden, for example, signed an unprecedented 17 executive orders on his first day as president. We never saw anything like that from a president before. Most presidents don't even sign an executive order on their first day. Biden held the previous record at 17. Trump came in and smashed it by signing upwards of 30. Trump signed more executive orders on his first day in office than all previous presidents going back to Reagan signed on their first day combined. And what's so impressive is that virtually every executive order that Trump signed has supermajority support. So, for example, a New York Times Ipsos poll from early January found that 88% of voters, you heard that right, 88% supported deporting illegal immigrants with criminal records. 88%. Now, what's wrong with that other 12%? I have no idea. But 9 in 10, you're not going to find a more popular political policy. But we're seeing comparable support for banning trans athletes from female sports, ending DEI, restoring energy independence, dismantling the administrative state. We could go on and on and on. But the key here is that Trump's support is signaling a new rising supermajority that's even now demonstrably shattering the Democrat Party. Our good friend Mark Mitchell over at Rasmussen has some fascinating polling that shows virtually identical support for Trump across all racial demographics. Look at this. Trump has a 55% approval among whites, a 57% approval among blacks, and 58% approval among Hispanics. This is insane. We have never seen anything like this before. A near identical approval rating among all racial demographics. This holds, this kind of near supermajority approval across all racial demographics holds. We're looking at nothing less than the shattering of the Democratic Party, and even CNN is admitting it.
What am I seeing? I just want to note how different things are from where we were when Donald Trump first took office, and how much more the American people are on the side of Republicans than they were 8 years ago. So trust which party more on immigration. You go back to April of 2017. Look at this. The Democrats held an 11-point advantage over Republicans. So Americans were not liking what Donald Trump and the Republican Party was doing back at the beginning of his first term. Look at where they are now, though. Poll out just in the last week. after Donald Trump took office, which party you trust more in immigration. Look at the margin Republicans are putting up here. A 22-point lead over Democrats. You rarely see issues in which the American people side so much with one party over the other. But on the main issue that Donald Trump has been pumping up and Republicans have been pumping up since the beginning of his term, that began just 1 week ago, Republicans lead overwhelmingly on this. It's not just unusual for right now. It's just so much different than where we were 8 years ago. It just gives the Republicans a lot more leverage.
Hey, gang, did you know that American homeowners have over $32 trillion in equity, and criminals are targeting it with a growing scam the FBI calls house stealing? So scammers can transfer your title out of your name using a one-page document they file at the county. Then they can take out loans against it or even sell it behind your back. And the scariest part is you won't find out about it until collection or foreclosure notices start arriving in your mailbox, leaving you with a financial and legal nightmare. The best way to protect your equity is with Home Title Lock's exclusive $1 million triple lock protection. This service offers 24/7 monitoring, urgent alerts, and if fraud should occur, their U.S.-based restoration team will spend up to $1 million to fix the fraud and restore your title. So when was the last time you checked on your title? Well, if you're like me, the answer is never. And that's exactly what scammers are counting on. The good news is we partnered with Home Title Lock to offer you all 25% off their services. So you just have to go to HomeTitleLock.com. That's HomeTitleLock.com. Use my promo code TurleyTalks25. That's all one word, TurleyTalks25, to save 25% off. And you also get a free title history report to ensure you've not already been a victim. And make sure you check out the $1 million triple lock protection details when you get there. Click on that link below. That's HomeTitleLock.com, promo code TurleyTalks25. Now, for me, what's so key here is how all of this suggests that Trump wasn't satisfied with merely beating Biden or Kamala. His main focus was to beat the Democrats and the political left as a whole. Remember, this guy got shot in the face on July 13th in Butler. Okay, this is personal. He did not just want to win an election. He wanted to win a generation. He wanted to win in such a way that consigns the Democrats to a permanent political minority. And he knew that an America First MAGA platform was the key to that. You may not know this, but a few years back, there was a stunning Harvard-Harris poll that came out that showed that 75% of the population, 75%, 3 in 4 voters, supported the essence of an America First nationalist populist platform. And that support, again, cut across all racial demographic lines. 75% of voters said they wanted the border closed and secured. 65% supported tariffs on China. 70% wanted an end to American troops involved in foreign wars. Trump went into 2024 knowing that this was our opportunity not to just win an election, but to actually win a generation. Again, that is so key to get here because I think it explains so much of Trump's success right now. Trump went into 2024 knowing that this was our moment to not just win an election, it was our moment to win a generation. That's why the populist realignment between Trump and RFK was so important. The combination of MAGA and MAHA, Make America Great Again and Make America Healthy Again, it was a political realignment that fully represented the people against the permanent political class. And in the process, it put forward policies that garnered supermajority support. That's how we ended up getting disaffected liberals like Dave Rubin and Elon Musk and Joe Rogan to come on over to a fully united Republican Party, a party united around the very things that the Democrats, after 4 years in power, so demonstrably failed on. Secure border, energy independence, the ending of all things woke, and the celebration of our patriotism and the pride we have in being Americans. So an America First set of policies embedded in a realigned populism means that the Republicans are now in a position to assume a supermajority, all the while the Democrats are consigned to a permanent minority. That appears to be more and more what 2024 was all about. It wasn't just about winning an election. It was about winning a generation. It was establishing MAGA dominance for the foreseeable future, all the while consigning the Democrats to a permanent political minority. If that's the case, if that is what Trump ultimately accomplished, then that will be the greatest Christmas gift of them all.